Okay, ebyuma by'omuzungu bibadde byagala kwekyanga ate nga twagala kubatuusa ku nsinga bweyimiridde olunaku olwaliro. Twabadde wano olunaku lw'eggulo ne mbagamba nti tunagenda okumawenkera ng'abalwadde baweze akakadde kalamba okwetoola ensi yonna. Wenjogerera essaawa eno abalwadde aba COVID-19 bali akakadde kalamba n'emitwalo 5,677. Simanyi oba otegeera kyentegeeza. Abakafa bali 15,500. Bali emitwalo 5,577 naye nga amawulire gennyina si malungi n'akatono ku muliraano mu ggwanga erya Kenya obweraliikirivu bukyali bungi. Uganda tusibye ebibuuzo bingi olunaku olwaleero nga buli omu ayagala okumanya nti ekituufu kyekiriwa. Amawulire gafulumye nga galaga nti COVID-19 okumukebera beeyambisa enkola y'emu gye bakebereramu siriimu, beeyambisa gye bakebereramu hepatitis B, naye abakulu mu Uganda Virus Research Institute bagambye ati kirina buzibu bwonna. Nze Ssentongo Frederick Lugomvu nja kubanga neegattibwako Kalungi Rosette Musawo okujja tayamba balina okusomezebwa ku nsonga ez'okuwulira, naye nga olwaleero mu ddakiika ntono nnyo okuva kati tusika omukulembeze w'eggwanga Yoweri Kaguta Museveni agenza okukomawo okwogera nga bingi ebiri mu ggwanga erya Uganda ebyetaaga okulungamizibwa. Tukyali ku cases 45 olunaku olwaleero tewali yafudde, naye nga ku cases 45 cases 7 oba abalwadde 7 aba COVID-19 obulwadde abakwatira wano mu ggwanga erya Uganda. Ebibuuzo bikyali bingi. Waliwo omuntu eyeebuuza nti bano ababujja ebweru wa Uganda tebalina be bakwatako si balwadde. Nyina gwe mbadde njogera naye. Bannayuganda balina okutya nga bagamba nti mu bantu bennyini abali mu Uganda wadde nga Uganda yasibwa muyinza okuba nga mulimu abalwadde bangi aba COVID-19. Ogenda kubamanya otya? Oyinza obutabamanya, oyinza kubeetangira otya singa okola ebyo ebyalungamizibwa by'olina okuba ng'okola. Naye okumusomozebwa okuli mu ggwanga erya Uganda kwe tusuubira okuba nga omukulembeze w'eggwanga yongera okulungamya y'enkola y'aba RDC. Wakyaliwo okusomozebwa kw'amaanyi nnyo. Bangi beemuluga bagamba nti bwe bagendayo okufuna amabaluwa bakandaalirizibwa abalala wekanga ng'ebbaluwa abamu ya lunaku lumu omulwadde amuvuga muleeta Kampala. RDC n'agamba nti ebbaluwa gye nandikuwadde ekoma mu disitulikiti yange, bw'obuuka disitulikiti eyange gy'ogenda ate toba buvunaanyizibwa bwange. Waliwo abaleeta abalwadde nga bali mu Kampala eno, omulwadde nga yawona yamuleeta mu Wakiso, oluusi ng'ali Kawempe mu ddwaliro alina okumuzza emityana. Okumuzzaayo yeetaaga ebbaluwa ya RDC. Kati yeebuuza nti nfuna yeewe emityana, nfuna yeewe Kampala RCC we Kawempe. Ebibuuzo bikyali bingi. Pulezidenti agenda kugira mu kaseera ng'olunaku olw'enkya tusuubira enteekateeka y'okutandika okugabira bannayuganda emmere. Pulezidenti yakyogera n'agamba atya nti abantu bonna abali ku nkola ya leero mugenda kubanga muweebwa kilo 6 ez'akawunga, mugenda kubanga muweebwa kilo 3 ez'ebijanjaalo, ate abakyala bannakaweera ab'embuto mugenda kuweebwayo amata g'obuwunga kilo 2 ne sukaali kilo 2. Bina okubuuza kubadde kukyali kungi. Bannakampala nga basanyufu, ab'e Wakiso nga basanyufu, kakati bali ab'omu byalo nga bagamba nti muwa bali ate ffe lwaki temutuwa? Abantu beebuuza bigenda gabwa bitya? Bera bavuddeyo ne balungamye ne bagamba nti tova wakaawo, bagenda bikusanza waka nga bakulemberwamu poliisi n'amagye agagenda okujja nga galungamya ono mumuwe wano muweewo wano muweewo. Wabula ebibuuzo bikyali bingi. Oli abuuza nti ndi Haji nina abakazi 4, buli mukazi agenda kuweebwa oba muwa famire? Kubanga Ssaabaminisita kyamulema okunnyonnyola bwe yali akirambika mu Paalamenti y'eggwanga ne bagamba nti kisoboka kityo ogamba nti kilo 6 ng'aliwo famire erya kilo 6 olunaku lumu. N'agamba nti per head buli mutwe. Ekitamanyiddwa oba kinatuukirizibwa nti bwe banasanga mu famire nga bamubalira kilo 6 bakusanze n'obwana 10 ne babala kilo 6 eza kawunga, buli omu 6 ze kilo 6, buli omu tuli awo mu mbeera y'amatankane. Ensonga nyingi ezoogerwako. Emmotoka ez'obwe okay. Tubadde tukyatereza ekyuma kino. Njagala n'okwebaza kubanga bangambye nti ab'omu radio babadde eddoboozi libuukabuuka naye nkimanyi nti mutufuna bulungi. Twagala obeere mu ggwanga erya Uganda mw'oli ng'otegeera ebifa mu Uganda. Nabagambye nti anytime from now Yoweri Kaguta Museveni president wa Uganda agenda kutwegattako era njagala ali mu control tewali kuwannanya tuwe ebigambo bya president abasinga banna Uganda bye beetaaga okuwulira ku lwaliro. Kalungi Rosette ojja kutandikirawo okulungamya balina okusoomozebwa ku nsonga z'okuwulira. Twagala president.
Exemplary. You have responded in an exemplary way. These fellows who don't know Uganda, they didn't know that we would do it because they have never fought. But me who led you in fighting, I know that you can do anything. I was very happy to see the women sleeping in the market. There was a picture of the women who had put bed nets and sleeping near their merchandise in the market. Responding to my advice, please don't go home, stay near your workplace. There was a picture in one of the papers, I don't know whether people saw it. A woman had a bed net there near her stall. She was not going home because this is a war. The factories, I'm told, have responded and people are not going home. They are staying near the factory site. I knew you would do it. I knew that Madenchimanyi, Abana Uganda, Buchetagsa, mugenda kukola ekintu kyonna okuwangula olutalo luno era njagala kubayoozayoza mwenna. Twasolanga mu kibira mu nsiko kati bano byebagamba nti byamaanyi nze seka busesi because I know we can do anything kubanga kino kitubagamba si kya muzannyo. Si kyakugamba nti twagala okukalubiriza abantu. It is a matter of life and death. In New York today, New York town, New York City, today you are New York where many of you like to go. Today 562 people died. Just today. And in the whole of the US I think 1,000 people died. In Spain, 1,000 people died. One day, Ulnakulumu. So this is what we are talking about. We're not talking about a convenience. People are talking about convenience. We're not talking about convenience. We're talking about survival. If it was convenience, I wouldn't bother you so much. But it's not convenience. It is survival. So I cannot deceive you and let you die when I see a very big danger. So njagala kubayoozayoza mwenna ku lw'okusitukiramu nga bwe mbadde nkimanyi nti mugenda kukikola. Bano abatakolangako nammwe be babadde batya bano abanga b'omutawono wano bambye ebyengedde bebaddeawo bebadde balina okutya naye nze mbadde nkimanyi nti Abannayuganda kasita bategeera tewaliwo ekigenda kubalema. Now the main issue about this virus are just 3 points all around prevention, okwewala, to avoid. Number 1, don't be near anybody who is sneezing, okwetyamula, or coughing, or cholera. Don't be near that person. And that person, if you are coughing, you are sneezing, don't go among other people. Stay at home. Even if you have an ordinary cold, you don't want to take any risk, don't go in public. Stay at home, but even at home, separate yourself from the other members of the family. So, number one, okorora okwetsyamura. You can put it in other local languages, sneezing and coughing. That's number one. Avoid that. Avoid it in two ways. If you are the one coughing and sneezing, stay at home. Don't go to cause problem to your fellow citizens. But even at home, don't mix with the other members of the family. And report to the health people so that we check whether your cough is an ordinary one or this particular one. Number two, when somebody coughs or sneezes or blows his nose and some of the virus stays on his hands, that person touches surfaces, a table, a door handle, a car door, and then other people, so he leaves the virus there. And then other people, when they come, they also, by touching, they pick it from there. That's how that's the second way the virus spreads. If it is not from coughing and sneezing, it is from depositing it, being deposited on surfaces, and then other people come and pick it by hand. So that's why in the offices which are still open, periodically clean the surfaces. The cleaners in the offices should be given these sanitizers, like every 6 hours. They go and clean the tabletops, the door handles, those surfaces which people touch. They should be cleaned like every 6 hours with these sanitizers they are talking about. Now, even if you touch a contaminated surface, that's when problem number 3 comes in now. Because number 1, sneezing, coughing, being near somebody who is sneezing and coughing. Number 2, the virus is deposited on these surfaces, the ones I have told you. But number 3, I come and I hold or touch the surface, and the virus goes on my hand. But it will not enter me if I don't do mistake number 4, which is touching my eyes or my nose or my mouth with the contaminated hand. So what is the answer there? Number 1, wash your hands periodically with soap. Soap with water will kill this virus. This virus is actually very weak. It's not very strong. It dies. Soap kills it. Because apparently the soap attacks the fat in the skin of the virus. The soap in the normal way, it cleans our bodies by removing the sweat, removing the oils from the body, from our skin. It can also, in the same way, kill the virus. That's the biochemistry of that science. So wash your hands with soap regularly, or use sanitizers. I saw some people trying to make confusion by saying it is either soap or sanitizers. No, we need both. Because in some cases, people don't have water. They don't have water. Now, you cannot use soap if you don't have water. But you can use sanitizer wherever you are. Even if you don't have water, you can, that sanitizing tissue will kill the virus, whether you have washed or not. Is that so? Is that correct? So, number 3, always wash your hands with soap and water or use sanitizers. But number 4, even if you don't wash, even if you can't wash, don't touch yourself in the eyes or the nose or the mouth. If you don't, this virus will stay in your hand until you go home and wash. And I told you about my technique long ago, my bush technique of using the left hand for myself and the right hand for the Republic and the international. So these are the real battles with this virus. It's not such a big issue, but the problem is people don't listen. They take things for granted. In Europe and Asia, they have had a lot of problems, I think mainly because of the way they live. You know that that advancement also has problems, I think. We have not studied it well, but it could be because of that. These big trains which they travel in, with the internal air conditioning, for me, I am very suspicious. I think that could have played a role in spreading it very quickly. So don't listen to, oh, it has spread in Europe, even here it will spread. No, I know we can stop it here. Because our lifestyle is totally different. Those people there, they are too advanced, yes, but that advance has also got its own issues. This train which has got 10,000 people, I don't know how many people it carries. What do they call it? Is it a tube?
Tube on the ground.
I have never been in that tube myself. Fortunately, because I don't want to be in a tube. A tube is dangerous. To put, I don't know how many people fit in that tube. Then you have these, they had these institutional homes for the elderly people. Yes. I have heard that many of the people who are dying are the ones who had been abandoned by their families. You know that they said this is advancement, that my aunties who are here with me, I should gather them and put them in a dormitory with all the old women from all over Uganda. This is so. We here, we can stop this virus. We can stop this virus because from what I have studied, I don't see the big issue. The big issue are these 4 points. Don't cough near other people. Number 2, when the cough drops on the surfaces, clean those surfaces regularly with the disinfectants which we have. Number 3, when you wash your own hands regularly with soap and water or with sanitizer. Number 4, in any case, even if you don't wash, but don't touch your soft parts with the hand you have been using to move around. Don't touch the eyes, the nose and the mouth. I was worried about other soft parts of the body, but I've been told that there's no danger to those parts. Because I was worried about that. They said no, this is like flu. It only goes for, apparently it only goes for the soft parts of the sinus areas of the face, not other soft parts. Because I asked the doctors about because the body has got other soft parts, as you know. So I was saying, but how about those parts? They said, no, don't worry. Kanakauka tukatunura yo. It is only for the face side. which actually makes it very easy to deal with, because you can imagine if it also went to other parts, it could be a very big problem. Like I hear Ebola now. Ebola now has become a venereal disease. Yes. Ebola has become a venereal disease because it apparently went into the structure of men. And a man, even when he defeats Ebola, he can transmit it sexually. So you can imagine, that's a real problem. But this Kawuka doesn't have that capacity. It is just a Senyiga, target yayo, this part of the face. And in only those 4 ways. Now, so therefore, I think we can really, we can defeat it. Up to now, we have had 45 cases of confirmed corona. And yet we have tested very many people. We have carried out 1,785 tests, and only 45 were positive. This does not include the 400 of today. According to the minister who is here, the results will come out later. Now, on 16th March, I think the first time they tested was 21st. 21st, they carried out 11 tests. Only one was negative, was positive. The others were negative. On 22nd, they carried out 22 tests. None was positive. On 23rd, they carried out 19 tests. Only 8 were positive. 8 were positive, which was quite a bit. 24th, they carried out 138 tests. 5 were negative. 5 were positive. 5 were positive. 138 were negative. Oh, no, I'm mixing it up. The total was 143. Negative were, that means clean, were 138. Positive were 5. 25th, they carried out 104 tests. None was positive. 26th, they carried out 197 tests. 4 were positive. 27th, they carried out 227 tests. 5 were positive. 28th, carried out 225. 7 were positive. Those negative were always more. 29th, 206 tests, 3 were positive. 30th, 82 tests, none was positive, 0 positive. 31st, that's when we got the children of Watoto. These children whom they have been taking around, or I don't know who takes these children around. The 176 tests, 11, the children of Watoto were positive. First, 63 tests, there was no positive. They were all negative. Yesterday, second, 302 tests, only one was positive. So that's how you get the total of 45 positive out of the 1,785, without including the ones of today. Now, what is interesting is that these 45 are mainly the returnees, the ones who came back from Dubai, from UK, from United States, from Holland, I think also from Afghanistan. These are the ones these are the 45. There are a few locals, the ones who are found here, like the man of Masaka. That one infected his wife and his daughter. So the three of them are part of this 45. And then the infant of Iganga, did the father prove positive or what? Or borderline? What does that mean? Or is healing now? Oh, okay. So the infant most likely was infected by his father, who had been to Kisumu. So for me, I don't know, but I am beginning to be hopeful that we can really defeat, because all these 1,785, either they were in the quarantine, the ministers could analyze for us how many were in the quarantine at the airport and how many had gone through the quarantine and gone to the population. And then you called them back, but also called back their contacts who are known. Now, I'll ask the minister later to explain whether there are contacts who have not yet come, the ones who are known. But if we assume that all the contact, because these people we have tested, we know how many are positive, the returnees. Now, when they went through and went to the villages, if all the contacts are known and they are now back with us, what is their situation? So I think we can really, if we are very serious the way we are, we can weed out the rumbugu which had entered the population, the weed that had entered the population. So I am. That's why I am glad that when we took these drastic steps of decongesting, of dispersing the human concentrations, you have responded well and you have supported our efforts. There has been some lack of course, expectedly, because we had to do it ghafla, as they say in that is Swahili. We had to do it all of a sudden. Ghafla is Swahili. Mu Luganda bakiyita batya? Mbwangu, that's Runyankore. We had to do it Mbwangu, Mbagirawo. Because of the panic. If we warn you, we are going to start tomorrow, then everybody rushes. The one who is from Arua rushes to go to Arua. The one who is from... So we shall end up actually spreading the disease. So, as I told you last time, I may apologize, but not so much, because it is It is the only way we could stop the spread. But in that Gafla Mbwangu, there has been some, of course, lack of coordination. Like, for instance, some of the vital functions, like the health workers, their cars had not got stickers to allow them to move. Now, the security people, of course, stopped you if you didn't have stickers. They didn't know who was doctor and who was not. They stopped you. Now, because the doctors were stopped, because they didn't have stickers, because we didn't get ourselves enough time to get stickers, some of the cases in the hospital were not attended to. So we have had some of those issues. But I want you to understand that all those inconveniences and all those problems are nothing compared to the bigger problem if this virus spreads in the population. That's what you need to know. We fighters know this. When we were fighting, we would attack machine gun. The enemy would be having a machine gun there, you know it can kill you. But you go, because you must silence it. Because if you don't silence it, more people will die. So this is how we are. This is what we are handling. In the Portuguese, when we were training in Mozambique, avançar sobre the fogo, advancing under fire. That's what we were doing. So, I hope the Minister of Transport is here. He will sort out the issue of the doctors. The health workers, their cars should get stickers and they should get special permit. They should not be interfered with. They should be known. Maybe, I don't know whether we could have done it quietly first before announcing your, but we were rushing. Because you remember the other day when we delayed closing the airport, that's how we ended up with all these cases. If we had closed the airport 2 days before, like when because I had called the religious leaders, I didn't want to call Okobatomera, I had to call them, then what? So that took a whole week. And in that week, that's how you got all these cases. So a delay can cost much. But I think now the Minister of Transport will solve that. The health workers will get stickers on their cars. They will not be stopped, because in my speech I made it clear that health services, veterinary services, electricity, what's this other one? Water, banking were part of the vital services. So the problem was not in the conception, but in the execution, because of the nature of the way we started. So that problem will be sorted out. Now, then we have some crooks, as usual. Crooks, first of all, this exercise is being carried out by 3 groups or 4. In fact, 3. Police supported by UPDF, but police taking the lead. Secondly, the LDUs, which are operating under the army or the police? Under the army, the LDUs. Thirdly, the LCs in the village. The LCs, these are the village people. They don't want much pressure. After they have been behaving very well, they have been the ones returning anybody who comes from outside or even from the town. Say, you go back, don't bring us disease. So I really salute the LOCs. Then thereafter the police and the LDUs should back, because like in the LOCs are in their villages. They are not along the road. On the road, it is the police and those people who can have time to be on the road. Or in the border areas, to be near the Panya routes. The villagers are not going to leave their homes to go in the Panyas or on the roads. They will just stay in their village, make sure that their village is not infiltrated by new people. But on the roads, it is the police, supported by the army and the LDUs. On the roads, on the Panyas, on those, outdoors. Now, I have heard of the crime preventers. Crime preventers are part of our system, but they should not involve themselves unless they are called up. Unless they are called up by the army. If the army wants to, crime preventers to be involved, it will announce and recruit some. If you have not been called up, don't involve yourself in this exercise. Calling up means okuita nti tukwetaaga oje tukuandike tukusindike. Don't say because I am crime preventer, I now take on the duty of now searching this place or that place. So that okwetumiikiriza must stop. Okwetumiikiriza, self-deployment. I don't want to hear that. But also, some of the LDUs are misbehaving. Now, you members of the public, I heard that, for instance, they were entering houses. What are you doing entering a house? Because this is the curfew. This is not for the curfew. The curfew, you are looking for people who are on the road outside, not in the house. So if anybody enters the house anywhere, I have called Nakarema here, she's here. You ring the number. What is your Nakarema? What's your number? Huh? You will read it for them later. I will leave you to read it for them later. If anybody disturbs you that is coming to enter your house, don't allow him in first of all. Tomugurira and ring. You will see what we shall do to him or her. Tugenda okulaga obukambo bwaffe nga bwe twakolanga mu nsiko. Those are just the usual pigs. Embizi. Bible tugamba temusanga ebyemwendo bya mu maaso g'embizi. Don't put your pearls before pigs because they don't understand value. Ugandans' value lives are pearls. When I look at Ugandans, some are my elders, some are my same age as me, some are like my children, some are like my grandchildren. That's how I look at them. And I cannot be rude to any one of them, or to back at, or to beat, or to what. That means you are busy or busy. You are a pig. Yeah. You don't value the value of Ugandans. So these ones who are entering houses must stop, and you should not be allowed to enter. And we are going to deal with them very, very harshly. You just inform. You can inform the local police group, but also inform Nakarema's group. Now, then there's another area where maybe my speech was not very clear. When we say curfew and stay indoors, our homes and our homes, they are arranged in a well-known way. Any Ugandan would know. When I say musigara our car, stay at home. Our car doesn't mean that you should be in the house. Because our car would, because maybe I was using English, maybe I also should have clarified. That's why I came back. Indoors is omunju, in the house. Our car, it is munju, kurubalaza, muluja. Yes, this is our car. You stay home. Because I think we did not clarify staying home, and some people staying indoors. Indoors, we're doing what? It can be hot in the house, especially if people have been used to going to the bar, to the what. They are not used to staying at home. Now, when you also say they must stay indoors, actually you may cause more infection there. So, we are talking of staying home. And home in our, every Ugandan knows what home means. Home means enju, the house, the veranda, the rubaraza, the compound, fumbiro. Remember that many of our people don't have indoor toilets. So are you going to say that nti gavumenti etugaje kugenda muzaka buyonjo? Eyo si gavumenti ya NRM. Eba gavumenti eyabagwira abatamanya ebyawano. Because people are walking to go to the latrine. The latrine is, and actually it was our local governments which said the latrine should be so many feet away. Yes. So when we say home, stay home, home means enju, olubalaza, oluja. In the night, in the curfew. But in the day, home also means orusuku, the farm, it is home. But some of the groups, like the cattle keepers, even at night you have to be in the cows. So as long as he's in his farm, it is home. So please don't interpret my orders in a Kiai way, as if you don't know how Ugandans live. For us, we know. For me, in my head, I was, but maybe I should also have made it clear, because I was mixing the two words: stay home and indoors. I think that's what some people could have confused. But now, please. The issue is stay home. During the curfew hours, home means in the house, on the veranda, or in the compound. But don't go to Kumurirano. Don't go to Kumurirano. Don't visit your neighbor now. Even if the houses are near, no, don't. Don't visit. Kumurirano. Cheri. What is cheri? Don't visit Kumurirano, don't walk on the roads, don't go to the bar, just stay in your house, the veranda, if it is a bit hot inside, the Luja compound, because the family can sit in the Luja to get So the issue is our car. for the curfew. But for the day, but even during the day, we are saying stay like the students. In the night, curfew, stay in the house, veranda, or the compound. But even during the day, be in the garden, be in the rusuku, be in the farm. Don't go to the trading center. It is again the same concept of staying home, staying home, staying home. Now, I asked Minister of Health to list the protective equipment, especially for the health workers. And the PS sent me the list. They have some equipment already in the country. From the list she sent me, they have like 10% of what is required. But they are working on getting the rest. But I'm also working with our scientists and our factories to produce much of it here. And I think we have the factory, they are already there. And our scientists, led by Dr. Mwanje and other scientists, they are going to give them the specifications of what to be produced by cotton, by polyester, by some special materials, by rubber, by plastic. These products can be produced here. I've got a report here. Now, on the issue of the corrupt RDCs, I hear some RDCs were giving some movement orders. Those must stop. This is not their work. It should be done centrally by Minister of Transport, led by General Katumba. Cheat is not. But maybe Katumba will say something when I finish to clarify. So I have activated Lieutenant Colonel Nakarema with her call number for anybody who is abusing our arrangement to be contacted, so that we can punish those who are involved, those pigs who don't appreciate our people's lives. Some people said too many people are walking in the town. I don't think we should stop them by police and so on if they are walking on foot. But I would advise, why don't you stay at home? Why can't you wait? I don't want police to start fighting you or stopping you. No. If you are walking on foot, but why don't you stay at home? Ogenda kukola ki? Which cannot wait. Because of course, walking on foot is better than being parked in a minibus or a bus or what. But still, if you are not doing something that is unavoidable, you are not among the people who have been selected to be because we said the ones who are working in the factory, they should stay near the factory. The ones in the construction site, stay near the construction site. The ones for the essential services, for the medical, for the what, we shall give them stickers for their cars. Those can move in cars. Where are you going? I would want to sample tomorrow. Somebody could sample. General Mbadi here and Bakasumba could sample. Say, where are you people going? Why can't you wait? Don't use force to arrest them, but just ask them, where are these people going? because they are not part of the factory. Because the factory, they are staying near the factory. They are not part of the construction group. Those are staying near. They are not part of the essential services, electricity, medical. Those have vehicles. Huh? Shopkeepers. But that's why we said, stay in your shop then. Stay in your shop, like the woman who stayed in her, the one whose picture. I want that picture really to be put on the social media. Then you stay near. Why do you have to? Because you see this going and coming. It's where the problem is. So I would appeal to these people that please either stay in the shop. For these 14 days, the days are getting less and less now. So you are now interfering with the plan. Because the plan was, if we all freeze where we are going, on move in a controlled way, by 14 days, we shall have, because like we the fighters, when we are walking in the bush, when you hear something, you say, you stop. Because when you stop, you can hear better. When people are walking, you may not, the sound of the walking may interfere with the hearing. Say, Musirike, you just stay. That's what we are telling you. We are telling the whole country, Musirike, everybody, asirike wali, so that we hear properly. Abantu bana bayingira n'akawuka abamu twabakwatira ku kisaawe naye abamu bayitamu ne bagenda gye bagenda batuukawa. So you are interfering with us. You are interfering with our plan. Our plan is muhoname, you know, nyamanzeni nyinyi wote, tusimame, nyamanzeni, piga magoti. That's how we do it. When you do that, you can hear, even something moving, you will hear. Yeah, oh, you will now know. But now, we are saying you stop, somebody is still walking. So he's interfering with our ability to detect. So please, you the workers, mbasaba musigara waka sigenda kozesa amaanyi enkya naye njagala bategere gye mulaga tutegeregane, we can see what to do, kubanga mulimo okuseketerera entegeka yaffe ey'olutalo. Because how do you say it in Uganda? Ati musirike. Huh? Because if you are walking and you want to hear well, you in fact, even when we are in the bush, you don't even talk. You use signals only. Signals. When you say this, you mean something. When you so people just kneel and listen. You hear better when everybody freezes. The other time when we had attacks in Nabisojo, in Masaka, there was a time when they killed 5 people on New Year's Day, 1 year ago, 2 years ago. The big problem was when the home was being attacked, the problem was there was a disco nearby. So the woman was making alarm, but nobody was hearing because of the sound of the disco. And the thieves were actually using that. They were doing it knowing that even if you make alarm, nobody will hear you because of the noise of the disco. So banange musirike, just stay at home so that we can hear better. Omulaga atusewa. Who is the enemy now? But now when you are moving, you are interfering with us, with our plan. Now the markets, abobutade ngaka railway. Neda. Obate musobola okuwuliriza okuwabula kati awo tugenda kuyingiramu tubagalewo kubanga okwetuga tekikirizibwa. Suicide is not allowed. You cannot say somebody committing suicide and say mundeke, it is my right to olaba wano mu Uganda ne bwofuna olubuto lulwo naye munange okuluyingiramu awo tukukwata bukwasi because we say this belongs to the state. Omwana wo, but we don't allow you to so please don't say it is our right. No, because you are going mugenda kwerekera ebizibu ate naffe ffena mutuleetera ebizibu abakaleerwe nabali abalaba ne basajja balaba Nakawa and Busega. Okay. So naye mwena abo muleme okukola manga yali mulokole abalokole abo batuyamba nnyo kubanga abanyankole edda bakolanga ebintu byewuunyisa okunywera ku kikopo kimu okuluseke olw'omwenge anywa naweereza ono okunywa amata agatali mafumbe okuwanda abanyankole bebakolanga edda naye abalokole batandika kawofuwe waabwe nti bino bya kikafiiri ne bavumirira byonna olina okufumba amata temulina abanyankole bakiyita okunywererana to drink from the same container okunywererana bya bukafiiri. This is bukafiiri okubagamba nti mulimo don't congregate like this. This is how the disease spreads and you refuse, you do it. Oboli mukafiri ate temugamba nti Museveni atuvumye. Nedda kubanga omuntu akola ekitali mu magezi ekitali mu science. Omuntu wakola ekitali mu science aba alemedde ku bukafiri. Lack of enlightenment. That's what they meant, because abanyankole bali tebamanyi nti omumata walimu obuwuka bwe bali tebalaba n'amaaso. Bwe balabanga amata balaba amata meeru balowooza nti tegalina kizibu. So nga science yali emaze okututegeeza nti nedda wadde akawuka akalimu tokalaba n'amaaso naye mwekali. N'olwekyo amata gonna munno okugafumba ne bagaana. Kati abalokole ne batandika kaweefube waabwe namange mwali nti bya kikafiiri ebyo. So banange ebyekikafiiri mubireke. Science etugambye nti akawuka kano katambula kayita mu bantu okwekwaŋŋaana awamu. So why do you insist? Kubanga omuntu omulabufu, because the opposite of kafiri in Ankole was okurabuka, okufuna omusana bwe bakigambanga Abafuna omusana, the ones who saw the light. That's how they were saying it in the local language. Abajwerera omushana, the ones who saw the light, the locally were the ones that they saw the light. That the other group were in darkness. But you mwirima go kafiri. I remember that, and that's how we went to school. I benefited from that movement by people being aware that this one is better than the other one. This one is more useful than the other one. So don't really kulebera mbukafiri oba obutamanya when science has really told us what to do. Lolucha obutali mutujemu obukafiri obukulemera ku kintu ekirimu akabi. I was watching what was speeches which were being in Parliament the other day. I don't agree with that line which I saw some of the people pushing in Parliament of too much pessimism. Economy is going to, I don't know, do what, going to suffer, we are going to do, I don't agree with that line. Yes, some of the sectors will suffer for sure. Tourism will suffer. Music, nightclubs, they will suffer. But farming will not suffer. Farming, we need more food. Farming, we need more food, maybe not only here, even in the whole world. This crisis may actually create more demand for food. It's already doing that internally here. People were saying that we are too much maize, but now I'm checking that with this campaign we are going to start off feeding people. The maize may not be enough, the maize which we have been talking about. So, yes, tourism will suffer. But some of them have been in tourism. So that one will suffer. But the cows will continue. I have not heard that COVID is killing cows, or that it is stopping cows, or coffee, or crops. So what's all of this? Manufacturing, actually we are now going to do more manufacturing because the other slavery of depending on imports. You have seen the danger. When there is danger, people care about themselves. They manufacture for themselves. They don't manufacture for you. So, fortunately, we have the basics. We have the electricity. We have the demand. And we can easily import these machines. So what people should be talking about is, for instance, putting more money in UDB so that local manufacturers who want to manufacture can borrow soft money from that and start manufacturing. The manufacturing sector will grow very fast. The Honorable Media who is here was telling us about the sanitizers, which had become a big problem, that they were coming from China. Imagine sanitizers. Now, there is a big supply of sanitizers now. Even some of the other countries we are buying from here. When the crisis started, I heard people saying, oh, Kenya has bought all the sanitizers from the other one factory in Jinja. We should control. I said, no, don't talk of controlling. Let more produce. Now, Amelia is telling me that 11 factories have been authorized to produce sanitizers, and another 14 are on the way. So, how can you say that that sector has not grown? Yes. What sort of economics are you talking about? Yes, tourism has suffered, but this one has grown. How about drugs? People are talking of chloroquine. Apparently, chloroquine is needed in this treatment. Now we have our quality chemical factory there. Let it produce the chloroquine. Let us support it. And all the other things that are needed. My people here were my science group of Dr. Mwanje is N95. There is something called hazmat. Hazmat is that a dress called hazmat. Hazmat is hazardous materials something. Then you have that this N95 blocks 95% of the smaller test particles, 0.3 micron, and so on. The rubber gloves and all that. So I don't buy the other pessimism of the economy is going to. No, it won't because we have the basics. We have got electricity. We have got raw materials. Many of these things need raw materials. The sanitizers needed sugar, which we are having too much. Sugarcane was too much. Now people are producing ethanol from sugarcane, and ethanol you produce the alcohol and so on. The maize, the bananas. All these are the base for manufacturing. So I thought I should clarify those issues. Let me now ask Dr. Acheng to tell us about the 45 who are positive. If you know how many were the returnees and how many were the locals. The ones who are found here.
Thank you, Excellency. Of the 45, 9 were got at the airport, which means they never had opportunity to interact with the population. 23 were got in quarantine, those who came in and were taken in for quarantine. However, 13 had opportunity to interact with the locals, in that
they had leaked through.
Yes, like those who came from Dubai went into the population. Some, we called them back and they tested positive. But also those that they infected, like the gentleman in Masaka, also like the one in Kalangala and Hoima, where they infected people. So out of these 13 who had infiltrated and the people that they infected, we have listed 660 contacts for follow-up. But this may not be the only ones, because they will also have to look at the contacts of the contacts. So that is part of the exercise that we shall be doing in these 14 days of lockdown, tracing who had contact with these people and who are their contacts.
So
660
were contacts of the 13?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So you hear that among the 45 who are positive, 9 never entered. They were identified at the airport with the other temperature monitor. Temperature was up. No, you stand aside here. Let's check you again. They check, they find the temperature is still high. They take him, take a sample, and he's positive. So he's taken straight to the hospital. From the airport, 9 of them. 23 did not have temperature, but they were quarantined. Quarantined in the mandatory quarantine. And later on, when they were tested, they were found positive. So they never mixed. The ones, you know, the cattle people have this encamio. Encamio is if you have got fresh milk, you want to make it bongo. You want to make it what they call sour in English, which is because they don't have enough words. But to make it a makamo, to make it change from fresh to yogurt. Let's say yogurt. You take a small part of the makamo and put it in the fresh milk. A small part, encamio, small. And in 12 hours, the whole milk will be turned into yogurt. So that's after what happened. These small people, you can imagine 13, went into the population. And by the time we made alarm and looked for them, and some came back by themselves, but others were hunted. When they were interviewed and asked, it was found that they had interacted with 660. You see, that's how the disease spreads. But fortunately, all these have been called now. The 660. The 13.
These are the 13 who tested positive. But a big number of people went into the... Out of the people who traveled back, a big number went into the population. 13 are the people that came back and tested positive. So they already had contact with people.
And those 13 alone?
Yes, have 660 contacts.
So you can see the danger now. So, and these 13 are part of the bigger group?
Yes.
Who went into the population from their Dubais. So that's why the danger is. That's why we should say, please, let's the whole population, musirike. Let's know where these people are. That's what we're asking you. Where are these people? But do you have the total list of the returnees?
Thank you, Excellency. We have got partially for those who came from Dubai, especially with the Turkish Airlines, Emirates, and Ethiopian. But then we realized that initially we were just concentrating on the Category 1 countries. So even those who came earlier from other flights, we are compiling all that information. So far we have a list of 2,400 and some, but we are compiling the whole list. And during this lockdown, we have finalized the plan for hunting all of them down. And we are going to work with the internal affairs and the security forces. We'll be also requesting the telephone companies to help us so that we can track their movements and we'll be able to find where they are. Then we do intensive surveillance to make sure that there are no cases which are occurring in the community where we are not seeing and testing, so we can protect the people.
So it's a big struggle. It's a big struggle but it is doable. It is doable because especially when you do what I told you at the beginning, because you can protect yourself, you alone, by not being near people. What I told you at the beginning, don't be near people who are coughing. Don't touch yourself in the soft parts. If all people do that, then even if the other people are there circulating, they will not infect. Then with the time we shall now, with these 14 days, we shall, either some will become sick and they come back themselves, or we shall identify them. Now, what I had forgotten is that we are beginning to get contributors who contribute. I told you about the people who contributed, Mr. Erumeru, who contributed equivalent of 3 vehicles, the Nigerian, the Chinese who gave me two brand new vehicles, the Chinese of Mbale Industrial Park. Then I had a Japanese who contributed a vehicle, 140. Eight vehicles. A Japanese, what is his name? Japan Automotors, they contributed 8 motor vehicles. There is a man who contributed food today. I told somebody to tell the Prime Minister. Mbuga. So,
Abbas Ali, a Japanese investor in Uganda, and he has donated a Toyota Land Cruiser 4-wheel drive.
Yes. So I call upon all these our rich people. Since you are all rich people, contribute one good vehicle. Don't give me second-hand ones. I don't want them. I will not accept them. I want a brand new 4-wheel drive, pickup, anything, I don't know if it is 4-wheel drive, so that I can build up this fleet, because these districts are 135. If we had 10 vehicles at each district, that's just 1,350. And when I look at my rich people in Uganda, the factories around are 5,000. So if each one gives me one good vehicle, I will oversubscribe. I will have more vehicles than. So that this can be a fleet for the Ministry of Health. Even after this problem is over, we can leave it with them. So you stay with those vehicles, maybe distributed to the districts, and then maybe they should be packed or something like that, kept for emergency. I don't know how we shall handle them after that, but let's now use them to contribute, and we use them to fight this virus now. And the same goes for food. Those who want to contribute food, because I am thinking of if each home, the Ugandans are divided in 8 million homesteads. If each one contributes one gunia, 80 million bags. I don't know how many tons those are. 80 million divided by how much is it? A bag is 100 kilos. So you need 10 bags in a ton. That will be 800,000 tons. 800,000 tons. We can feed our people. Now, I have written a letter to the Prime Minister, copied to the big people of the state, the Vice President, the Speaker, the Chief Justice, the Deputy Chief Justice, the Deputy Speaker. I've written to all of them. Who are these people whom we are trying to give food? Some people are mixing it up. They call it, they think it is an anti-poverty effort. Poverty is a long-term problem. It has been there and we have been tackling it in our systematic way. We tackle poverty by Operation Wealth Creation, to help people get involved in production, by skilling the youth in Kampala, by the Myoga, the specialized funds for the hair salon, for this one, which is managed by Kasoro. So we can put more. If you want to really help the poor, you put money in that. But we are now dealing with emergency. Emergency is something new in our old problems. So we should not mix our old problems with this new one. This new one is specifically for the people who are connected with, for instance, when we say the saloon people don't operate, because you know they have been earning daily, those saloon people. So if they don't operate, they are not farmers like my people in Tungamo and Rwakitura and Kitierera and Kaumu. They are not farming, so they don't have their own food. They have been depending only on this daily earning. These are the ones we are talking about. Now, don't mix them up with the other people whom we have been dealing with in our normal way. If you want to intensify, and I've been begging people to do that, and they have not been listening. I've been saying, instead of increasing your salaries, put more money in a Myoga fund. Put more money in Operation Wealth Creation. Put more money in UDB for the small scale industries. I've been having that battle. But now you should to mix it up with this emergency is a very big mistake. Because the emergency, it must be short-lived. It can't go on and on and on and on. It is time-bound. It is 14 days, maybe 30 days, not more. It must be over. So now, if you want to bring the long-standing problems of poverty into this one, how is it? Poverty is not an emergency. We've been having it all this time. It is a regular, you know it. Have you realized it now? I've been telling you. Kyetuliko obulwadde buno obuze, what do you call it, the emergency? Ebigo bitalaze ekiguddewo ekiwatukira. So please don't mix up issues. I don't want people who mix up issues, because you are going to make us fail. Because if you try to mix the long term with the short term, we shall solve nothing. We shall solve neither the long term nor the short term. And yet what we want is to solve the short term, and then we go back to our old problems. I don't like this type of mixing up issues. So therefore, the people we are going to support are the ones who have been affected by our measures, our anti-corona measures. The one taken by the government, not the other ones. Not the other ones caused by. If you had a hotel which no longer has tourists because people fear to travel, please don't say, come and solve my problem. No. Because me, when as a cattle farmer, when I had foot and mouth disease, Nemonsiva, you looked me up. You have never had me come and say, you compensate me. The government had to take measures to stop the cattle epidemic. And in so doing, I suffered. And I suffered quietly. I said, it's my bad luck. I am the one who went into the cows. I should have looked after chicken, which don't suffer from. I should have looked after chicken, which don't suffer from. From foot and mouth. Although they also have their own sicknesses. So there are these occupational hazards which we cannot, but these ones, what we are dealing with here are these activities which we have had to do and have affected our people who know are really one-eyed. He has got only one eye, his daily income. These ones, when we are locked up in Gomba, in Zimbabwe, that there is foot and mouth, or we still have food, we lack money, but we have food. We have in Suku Zidi, we have the bananas, we have the milk. After the milk is too much, you have nowhere to sell it. So we cannot give support to that one, to the Pharaoh of Zimbabwe, the Pharaoh of Uganda, because of foot and mouth. The one who has only he gets food from the money he earns each day. These are the ones we are talking about. And for a limited period, once we open there, say, we are not going to say, if your saloon is now feared, people no longer come back and say, saloons, the other time they almost caused us corona, we are not going back. We are not going to come to us and say, from the other time, abantu bazira saloon will say, that's your bad luck, no nature. So it is only for this time. Let's not mix up issues. Katumba says something about the transport.
Thank you, Excellency. Your Excellency, according to your directive number 9, or the directives you gave on the 30th, you did identify the essential services which were to be enabled to remain working and providing service to the wananchi. So specifically for Kampala, the greater Kampala metropolitan, because this is where the major concentration was, we came up with a system of coming up with what we called stickers of different categories. We had a category for government, or government officials or government vehicles. We had a category for utilities. We had a category for banks. We had a category for telecom companies, all those different, and we had a specific category for the health services. So what we did was to identify institutions, MDAs and ministries, and they submitted to us their requirements, and we managed the stickers through the institutions as opposed to individuals coming to the ministry. If I take the Ministry of Health, for example, we found that we could not manage to know even the private health practitioners. So the Minister of Health requested that they would give them 2,000 stickers. And these were given to them. Uganda Manufacturing Association, the same. We gave the stickers for the manufacturing factories, which were ready to continue working according to guidelines. So those enabled them to have, and we were very specific. We also said, yes, for example, in a company X you may have 10 vehicles, but not all the 10 vehicles will be required, because we have talked about scaling down. So you also scale down, and you have the basic minimum vehicles to do the work. So since Monday, Tuesday, we have been managing that, and so we think by this afternoon we came to a conclusion that the essential services had been adequately covered. Specifically for Ministry of Health, the sticker was different from the general stickers. They had a different color, because our thinking was that if, for example, it comes to a situation where we have to have a total stop of all the vehicles, the health service must continue, because that one will continue even if the other services close. So for all the health workers, service providers, they should be able to move when others have closed. So that's why they have a specific sticker. In the sticker, sir, we provided for security feature, so it's not easy to forge. For an ordinary person, you may not understand, but our police officers, they can read that's the security feature in the sticker. So as of now, sir, we have closed that. Okay. Now for districts up country, Your Excellency, through the Ministry of the Presidency, you remember every district has got a COVID task force headed by the RDC and the team, the DPO, the District Health Officer, the police commander, and the others. So again, following your guideline, we guided that in the district, because all districts are not the same, each district has a unique. So the district COVID task force would also sit and analyze which are the essential services which are required in the district, which must remain functional, and then they would facilitate them to operate. Now, in the event of an emergency, if I will start with Kampala and Metropolitan, because of the abuse which you talked about, a form was, because the emergency we looked at was mainly health. That's the emergency we looked at. The others they could. So the health, we worked with the KCCA, again working with the KCCA. They designed the form, which is like a health form. It says Katumba is which says who the patient is, where he's coming from, who's the driver of the vehicle, the number of the vehicle, the health facility where that person is going. So the RCC can sign and fill that form and give it to a person in case of an emergency. In addition to the the health response teams which KCCA has centrally. So in case somebody, for example, is in Nakawa and maybe could not reach the central ambulances which are there, but this is an emergency which needs to be rushed to hospital. Like this afternoon, we got a case of a cancer patient who was supposed to be rushed very quickly. So that form would enable them to be able to take the patient to the hospital. So that's how we have managed it, sir. And we think as of now, if a service has not been essential since Monday up to now, then it's not essential. The essential ones have been served, sir. Yes.
We can fine-tune because things are like childbirth.
Yes.
But also, those ones should because childbirth, we know biology tells us when the children are due. No. We have the rough idea. We have the rough idea that Emiz Mwenda, 9 months. So if you say that I am, so what I would advise the Minister of Health is through the radio you should sensitize that during this time of emergency, the women who are pregnant, who are in that category, who are like in that, they should be in touch with the sub-county chief. Sub-county chief. The sub-county chief is not very far, so that you should be knowing that there are my sub-county, there are like so many people, like 20. Then, so you already know. There's no reason why this should be like a surprise. If it comes, it would be that we had like 20 in the sub-county of Semuto who were in their 9th month. And therefore, we have like a plan. I don't see why it should be. The only one who could be like a problem with the one who is now, the one who was 7 months, but it was a threatened miscarriage. This is the one I would say, that one we had not expected. But these ones, why it should be the local government structure should be used. You should tell them, they announce, then they should like be lined up, you know them. And then you arrange our vehicles at the district. You, when the time comes, you are the one going to dash here, you are the one going to dash here. You can plan it. Yes, Amelia?
So they wanted to explain about people who
Your Excellency, we allowed a number of services to operate, but not all of them got stickers. For example, the support staff. You get the boss, and the boss is supposed to ferry maybe two people in his car. So you find that the cleaner has to walk from where he stays up to work. And you find that we have about 10.
No, but that's why we said, why doesn't the cleaner camp near the site? Because you remember that was our medicine. Our medicine was the people like me. I have cleaners here.
Yes, sir.
But they have all camped here for a month of State House.
For example, like ministries, where would you put them?
They camp in the compound there. Yes.
In the compound, sir?
Yes.
Then, sir.
This is a war. I'm telling you. That's what I was telling you. That for you, you are lucky. We are telling you to camp on concrete, cement, cement. For us, we were in the forest.
Then, sir,
We had to shift we had homes. We have homes. Who doesn't know that I have a home? But I had to go and stay in the forest for 5 years.
yes.
This is a war. We have never had a war like this.
But some are single mothers with kids in a mzigo.
The ones with mothers, sigara select the ones who don't have.
Okay.
This is what we do.
Okay, sir.
Yes. When you like here, ovalina problems, or you are sigara waka.
Yes, sir.
Select the ones who don't have those burdens. Let them be the ones to stay here,
Sir.
And do the cleaning.
Then, sir, there is another cluster of people who work to restock. They come to Chikubo to buy their stock, and they have a border. They don't, because they can't ride on that border. So the one of the border goes ahead to pick the stock from Chikubo. I walk personally to come and select, put my goods on the border. It comes, then I have to walk back.
Why can't the selection be done on phone now? If you want to you see now, to cut off that human contact, we are saying, instead of coming to select physically, why don't you do it on microphone? The other, mine, not yours, this one of the Nakability Kang. Where's the microphone? You bring my phone. Tell coach to bring my. Soon as I'm my daddy. Huh?
If I want to buy things like also meat for sale, you know, these are the different people who keep walking. They walk up to the abattoir. I know because I've been relating with them. So they come to the abattoir and select specific pieces, not the real good meat, but the other types of pieces that people want. And I go back and sell.
These
are low-income earners, and they want to survive.
I'm not saying that the police should stop the workers.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to sensitize them.
Yes, sir.
To first avoid.
Yes, sir.
But secondly, if they must come, then we should know who they are, and this is what I am saying, because it is a loophole. Yes. Now this the community here. Kano kasimu kange banange zone zamwe za abononyi ba sente abanyankolo beta ababaji, the ones who nkaka sente abana Uganda banji balina kano. But even the small ones have this one. This one is no longer there. Oh, Ngamfude Wanangi. Huh?
Nobody can tap into it.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Thank you, sir. Your Excellency, I want to comment more about the RDCs. Because of the rush, they also rushed and misinterpreted guidance number 9 just because they did not have time to digest it. So what we did, or what I did, was to sit with them, mostly those the RCC and her deputies, and guided them on what to do. What they were doing is what the Ministry of Works was doing. So we guided them. It is not that
they didn't intend.
They did intend, and I wouldn't really say that they are corrupt.
Oh,
but they did not intend.
Farida,
Hawa, Udu, and I've continued guiding them. They are now doing well, Your Excellency. Sir, I also want to comment about where you directed me to go, to Acholi. to address the road. I want to give information that he was locked down in London, and the information, the false information, was given by some of his subjects. So I met the Prime Minister in the palace, and he pledged that they are ready to work with the government, and for them they don't have any problem with the government. Your Excellency, I was later hosted to Mega FM and European, but the response that I was getting from the community is that the urban centers have really understood the measures and your guidance, but the rural setting in the villages, they are saying that this virus is for the people from Kampala, and others are saying that it is a virus for the white. So there is a lot of congregation in the villages which really need more sensitization, and when they hear from your word, Your Excellency, probably they will change the way of living. Thank you.
Yes, finally. This disease is not for the whites only. It can affect all people. In fact, many of the people who have died in Europe are actual Africans who are living in Europe. I've been seeing the papers, many famous African musicians, the ones who dance the dances which you know, me, I don't know them. Mabere, Sukusu, there's a dance called Sukusu. I had never heard of it until somebody died recently.
Lingala.
They have died, so many of them.
Uganda.
You knew him? I saw it in the papers.
Yeah.
Called Labeja. Did you know him? You knew him personally?
I knew him personally.
Not the one we know.
So the Africans who live there, after many of them have died.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, I want to thank you for the letter that you have written, and the Prime Minister, and tomorrow the food distribution will begin in Kampala because of your guidance to both finance and to the task force headed by the Prime Minister. And what we are requesting is that because we had realized many people the list was becoming too long, we have requested people where they are beginning from to stay at home, and the food will be delivered at home.
Yes.
So to request that where they will begin, and when you hear the announcement, as people who will be benefiting, they should stay indoor and wait at home.
Indoor, also near the veranda?
Near the veranda, and not to go to the garden probably until you have got, because the guidance is if you are not found at home, then you will miss.
Absolutely.
You will miss the food. Then also for those who cannot be.
That's what we say in our language, ot, p, ot.
Ot.
P, ot, is it P?
Ot kede ot.
Huh?
Ot kede ot.
Ot, ter.
Ot, e ot.
Ot, e, ot.
Yes.
Yes. House to house.
Yes. Then for those who have been making a lot of raising concern within the Greater Kampala, we have put 29 points where government vehicles are stationed and given them toll-free numbers. So, for example, if a pregnant mother is due and is in labor can call that toll-free number. If you want to go for dialysis or you are cancer patient, you can call and then you are picked and taken if you cannot be cleared through the exemption of emergency through the deputy RCC. So we have given all this information on radio because of your guidance, and really the other issue which Honorable Nabakoba requested that we should notify you is that there are still people who are advertising local medicine and witchcraft as part of healing of COVID-19, and really requested that there are people who are taking it seriously and going to this herbalist and witch doctors.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, kati njagala okubalabula mwenna mwegendereze abantu baffe abeefuula nti bakugu ku bulwadde buno, bakozesa amakoola, bakozesa amakoola gaffe ag'ekinnansi. Wadde amakoola gayinza kuwonya endwadde, naye gawonya endwadde ezimanyiddwa. Bino bye bakola kupaaza. Buno bulwadde bupya tiwaliwo abumanyi, n'olwekyo omuntu bwenyimirira wano nengamba nti nze neddagala mba mulimba. Yes, amakoola nze nakulira ku makoola. Okunywa eddagala zino ery'amalwaliro natandika ku myaka 8, naye amadagala ge twakozesanga gali gamanyiddwa okusinga ga kiddukano gamanyiddwa wegali ag'amakoola. Naye abamulimba okugamba nti obulwadde buno obupya obwakajja nti omwezi gumu yavumbudde eddagala, oyo mulimba, temuwuliriza n'akatono. Yes, I'm saying that the herbal medicines can work. After all, when we say quinine, quinine is from a herb, from cinchona tree. When we say penicillin, penicillin is from nature, from Olumbo, from what do you call Olumbo in English? Mold. It's from mold. Yes, amadagala gayinza kuva mu miti oba mu byobuwangwa, but it must be done research on first. Omuntu alina okusooka n'anoonyereza n'akakasa, tamala okupaaza bupaaza nti kino kikola. No, obwo bulimba babbi bagala kubabba ate balimu akabi, era tugenda kubakwata. Bwenawulira abamawulire tebaddamu okulangirira radio enaddamu okwadvertisinga ebyo ebitaliko obukakafu bagigalewo. Any radio which advertises a fake drug which is not authorized by the National Medical, which is the Board of Medicine, which is not authorized by the National Drug Authority, will be closed. That will be the solution. Any radio, Nabakoba, you are the ones with the power. You should work on it and they close it. Okay? Thank you. So, anything? Yes.
Of the 3 positives, 1 came from the US on the 18th, and the other 2 came from Dubai on the 20th and 22nd. All of them are in quarantine.
Oh, so you hear Ugandans, the test of today, which I did not include in the other list, they tested 419 only 3 were negative, were positive. Only 3 were positive, which means 416 were negative. And these 419 were mainly returnees also in quarantine. They were mainly returnees. Returnees meaning who came from those Dubais and those places where you like to go. Now, out of those 419, only 3 are positive. And the 2 came from Dubai and were in the quarantine. And 1 who came from the United States. So now the total is now 48. It's now 48. Katumara, you can see why we want this oxylica. You can see now these are coming out. The ones who are clear, we are realizing them. Within the next 11 days, then we can be able to say, so that we avoid the bigger danger. Thank you very much.